Today we're talking about corrupt cops who were brought to justice after they tried to boost their egos with the wrong people, who knew their rights and refused to give them up. Let's go to the video. Let's start with a cop who must have been really bored at his job because he pulled over a guy for supposedly driving 71 miles per hour, claiming it was over the speed limit. The twist here is that the cop had zero proof to back this up. Meanwhile, the driver had a dash cam recording the whole time, clearly showing he was following the traffic rules. When the cop asked the driver for his license, the driver started to reach into his pocket to get his wallet. That's when things got tense. The cop, maybe feeling jumpy, quickly put his hand on his gun. This reaction really set off the driver, and he started yelling at the cop. The whole situation was confusing because just moments earlier, the cop himself had asked for the license. So it was odd and unfair of the cop to act like he didn't know what the driver was reaching for.
Yeah, I'm asking to see proof that I was going 71.
You can ask, and I don't have to show you.
Why?
Safety risk.
No, you could show me.
Here's how it's gonna go, okay? That you want to go that way.
Don't start raising your voice.
I'm
to
gonna
me.
raise my
Don't
voice
start
because you're
raising
not
your voice. I haven't broken the law. I haven't done a crime.
Okay, and you're
Chill the
about to
fuck
get
out.
arrested.
This is
You're about to get
a,
arrested
for what?
for obstruction.
For obstruction by asking
So I'm
questions.
gonna need a 45.
By asking questions. You're being recorded, by the way.
Yeah,
Eh?
so are you.
I'm not obstructing. I'm not obstructing. Obstructing is a physical act.
I'm stopping.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a
What's your
question. What
question?
proof do you have that I
My
go in
radar.
71?
Okay?
Can I see your
I'm
radar?
stopping you for a lawful reason.
Can I
You
see
need
your
to give
radar? Can I see your radar?
No, you're not seeing my radar.
Why?
Because it's a safety issue. I already
What's the
explained that to
safety
you.
issue? Why don't you wait for
You.
backup then to show me?
You have your driver's license.
You called backup, right?
Yes.
Good. So let's wait for backup and you could show me your 71 kilometers.
Driver's license,
I was going the same speed as.
There's
Hey,
nobody
let me
in front
talk.
of you.
I was talking.
Driver's license.
I was going the
Okay, you're
same
about to get
speed.
taken out of your vehicle.
Really?
And get arrested.
For what?
For
I'd love to
obstruction.
see you take me out of my vehicle.
It's gonna
I'd love to
happen.
see you
It's
take me
gonna
out of my
happen.
vehicle. I haven't committed a crime.
gonna happen.
You want to get violent with me?
Okay.
I'll defend myself if you want to get violent with me.
Okay, you're about to get.
Your threats don't mean shit to me. Okay, so let's start over.
No, we're not starting over.
Yeah, you're not taking me out of my car. I haven't done anything wrong. Decided to go. Hey, I'm getting my license. Did you ask for my license? Did you ask
You
for
grab for your
my
Yeah.
wallet?
Stop it.
What do you
Now.
want? What do you
Stop
want?
it.
What do you want? What do you want? Do you want the
Driver's
license?
driver's
Do you
license
want the
and
license?
registration.
I reached for the license. You reached for your.
Despite the driver's clear intention to comply by trying to hand over his license and registration, the cop didn't back down. Instead, he doubled down on his mistake and accused the driver of obstructing the police. This accusation didn't make much sense. First off, the driver was just doing what he was asked by trying to hand over his documents. Secondly, any experienced cop would know that obstructing the police is considered a secondary offense and not something you could be charged with on its own. One thing is clear though, this cop should be brought to justice because of this kind of behavior. Wouldn't you agree?
For what? For what did I do? What crime? What crime?
Obstruction.
What obstruction? What did I do to obstruct? What did I do to obstruct? Explain to me what I did
Stop
to
it.
obstruct. Explain
You're
to me
not
what I
listening
did.
to my commands. I asked
Your
for your
commands? I asked to see 71 kilometers an
And
hour.
I said
on your
no.
car. Why?
Because I said
Why?
driver's license registration. Hurry up.
You're a fool.
You can have your opinion on.
Yeah, I got my opinion about
Okay,
you,
that's-
Jack. You want to play that and open my door for nothing?
You reach
You
for that,
open
you're gonna
my
get
door
yourself
for
in
nothing.
trouble. You're
Really?
gonna get yourself-
Really?
Yeah.
How? You don't have authority to
Yes,
fucking
I
pull
do.
me out of
You
here.
start acting like that, you'll get yourself.
You're a
shot.
moron. I don't like dealing with morons,
Yeah, I
and
don't
you're
like
a
dealing with
fucking
this.
moron.
Okay, registration. Let's go. That's a good way to get yourself shot.
Yeah?
Reaching-
Is it?
reaching on your-
for, you asked,
Yeah,
me,
it
you
is.
asked me for my fucking, I got it. You fucking moron. What a jackass. Here's my insurance.
I didn't ask for insurance. I asked for registration.
A rookie cop approached a woman who was sitting in her parked car with her husband. He claimed he'd received a call alleging that the woman had broken some rules. Because of this, he told her she would be banned from that part of the city but wouldn't get a ticket. He then asked both her and her husband, who wasn't even driving, to hand over their IDs. Now, if that call had really happened, you'd think the cop would give a clear explanation of what exactly the woman was accused of doing. Instead, his vague claims didn't add up. The woman was ready to comply and show her ID, but her husband decided to stand up for their rights. He argued that they hadn't done anything wrong and that the cop had no right to demand their IDs under these circumstances.
Sir?
You're not, no crime now. I said, if you drive off from here.
But how
To detain me, we have to be thought of a crime.
I haven't,
Wilson.
Just a violation.
994.
Sir, I'll let you know
Do you
right
want to be
away.
arrested for interfering?
No, you didn't tell me to be quiet.
Okay, please just sit there.
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't done anything.
Okay.
Nobody even talked to me.
Listen,
She didn't even talk to
I
me.
am here.
Priscilla the outlaw.
Them. Okay, they called me here because you broke a few rules being here. I don't know. I didn't see them. I'm acting on behalf of them, okay? You're not getting any tickets today. You're just going to be excluded from the rest area for 30 days. That's it.
How do you like that?
Okay.
I haven't done anything.
Okay, it is what it is.
And I have everything that's happened in the past hour on film.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That'll be
Okay.
great. That'll be perfect.
Like he
So I'm just
doesn't
going to give
care.
you a piece of paper.
Perfect for what?
For our situation.
Where do we take it? What do we do with it?
Okay, I need your driver's license or some sort of ID for both of you, please.
You have to ask us to leave first, so you're not getting my ID over nothing.
You can have my ID, I don't care.
You have to ask me to leave the place first. I'm very familiar with the law. I run Cop Block Oregon, so you can look that up on YouTube. I don't have to give you an ID until you ask me to leave. Now, are you asking me to leave?
No, I want your driver's license.
Have you
doesn't
asked
have
me
it.
to leave?
Sir, do you want to be arrested?
Have you asked me to leave?
Robert, just sit
we got
back.
118 watching.
Hey,
Why do you want to get arrested? You know how cops act.
I have to go to jail anyways today. Do you want to go?
Is this a lawful order?
Robert,
Yes,
shut
for
your mouth.
Okay, sure.
Hand me, or what?
Sure.
Or you can just birthday.
Sure, 11/5/83.
Name and date of birth. What's your first name?
And this is a lawful order for my
Yes, it
ID.
is.
On what crime did I commit?
No crime violation.
What violation did I commit?
Sir, I'm not going to do this with you.
I got to know. Can I get a supervisor, please?
No, you can't.
I can't get a supervisor?
Is there anything I can do to?
I just need a
We
supervisor,
just- we don't
please.
understand.
I haven't
We were
broken
told
any
by the
law.
sheriff that
I haven't
we
done
did not give our
anything.
names out.
We were told that. We were told that's...
Seeing that the husband knew his rights, the rookie cop switched tactics and started threatening to take them to jail. This really upset the woman, but fortunately her husband kept his cool and handled the situation. To make things worse, their little kids were in the car, and one of them started crying when they heard the cop threaten to arrest their dad. If he hadn't been already, this rookie cop should face serious consequences for how he handled this, especially considering the presence of young children and the unnecessary stress he caused.
I broke
us.
anything. A violation isn't a crime,
He
is what I
hasn't
told
even done anything.
Probable cause for violation?
Yes, I do.
What?
In the state of Oregon, for the purposes of a citation, you're required to give your name and date of birth.
What was the citation?
Refusal to do so is a crime.
I didn't violate anything. That's all I was asking.
You guys won't even let me explain that to you.
Sure, I'm listening.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a piece of paper. It's called an exclusion form for this rest area. Okay.
But that exclusion
It's under
form
OIF.
doesn't require an ID, is what I'm saying.
Who am I gonna write it out to?
You write it as to citizen.
No,
is what
I
you
write
do.
it out to you. It has
right.
name,
It's
date
not
of birth.
required by law. If you arrested me right now, it'd be a violation of my civil rights.
Okay, if that's how you feel.
It is, because I haven't done anything.
I don't know who you are.
It's a violation of my civil rights.
Sir, you want to provide me with your name and date of birth? It's going to be real simple. I'm not even going to...
I know it's real simple, but the thing is that I haven't violated anything, so you can't write me a ticket. That's why you can't have my
He hasn't done
name.
anything wrong.
Okay, I'm not going to do
I don't have warrants. I don't have anything wrong with me. The thing is that I'm protecting my civil rights, my amendments, my freedoms. You know, my First Amendment, my Fifth Amendment. Right now, being questioned, I'd like a lawyer.
Okay, you're not being questioned. Being here...
But the thing,
I didn't
he
do
wasn't
anything.
doing anything. I was the one that was
That's fine.
playing.
I didn't do anything.
Listen,
Period.
since I was the one
Nothing.
that was playing...
I didn't even talk. That's all I've talked to.
I don't care.
So I didn't do anything.
I was asked to exclude you guys, okay? And I needed your name to do that.
Well, you're gonna need to either pull me out and arrest me and violate me, or you're gonna have to not, because I haven't done anything.
Okay, I can do that. That's fine.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Do you have my ID?
Yep. Like I said, you're not free to go. Just hang out here for me.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to.
He doesn't want to go to jail, but he knows his rights.
He's going to jail. That's
He knows
For
his
what?
rights.
But then another cop came over to talk to the couple, and he at least seemed willing to listen to their side of the story. The woman explained that they were just on a family trip, and she was playing her guitar when suddenly a woman approached, screamed at her, and told her to leave the area. Who knows, maybe that woman was the one who called the cops. At this point, the cop started showing his true colors, accusing them of stealing some CDs, which they clearly hadn't done. He claimed he didn't know these people, but really, that's not the point. The Fourth Amendment protects citizens from unreasonable searches and demands, which means he doesn't need to know them personally to respect their rights. Then the second cop asked the man for his ID again, as if repeating the request would somehow make the man give up his rights.
So explain to me what's going on.
Okay, I was simply playing guitar for the past 2 hours.
Okay.
The only thing that happened was the blonde woman had
The one that's over there, the other half of this.
she had walking up to me just screaming at me, telling me that I suck and to get my ass out of here and they're going to make it happen. and basically threatening me. And I didn't say a word to her. I keep my calm when they approach me like that because I know,
we can't,
not to escalate the situation.
We don't want kicked out for 30 days. We don't try to hurt anybody. Everyone loves her singing. It's all over social media with her being happy.
But you understand that the trooper doesn't have a choice in that.
Right, I understand that. He does have a choice when he's trying to be a tyrant and get my ID.
Hold on, let him
You're
talk.
not.
Let him talk.
You're not letting me talk though, real quick.
Hey.
He was trying to get my ID from me, and I haven't done anything wrong. That's not right. And then trying to threaten me by putting me in a cage and take away my freedom for that. That is not okay anymore.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
hold
I
on.
speak though?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So I don't know you, you don't know me, all right? What I'm being told is the people that run the rest area want you excluded as well. They want everybody excluded. I'm told that she plays music.
Right.
And then you record the music and stuff.
From inside the car.
And you guys sell CDs on the property.
No.
No, I haven't, no.
Well,
Because he asked me not to sell my CDs, and I have not sold my CDs in over a month because he asked.
Or the guy that...
The guy that runs it said he would prefer.
And we live stream all day long.
Yeah.
She's always on live stream, so you can see she doesn't. But it's okay. You can't investigate and waste your time on that. Bottom line is we're out for 30 days for singing.
He basically just lied to you and told you I was selling CDs because he knew he could say that.
It's okay.
You have recourse to go against that. But...
Well, we'll just take it down the road somewhere else.
Exactly.
We don't care.
There's plenty of other rust areas
Right.
and places that
It just makes it hard on us. I hope you understand that we're not out here on drugs. My eyes are clean. I don't have warrants.
you don't think a drug dealer.
I didn't give you I didn't give you my name because I stand up for my rights.
Okay. And I appreciate that.
Look what happened to him when he gave you his name.
He understands. Look, it has his eyes. He actually understands.
I get it.
Okay.
And I appreciate it. And so do the 78 people watching.
But can I please have your information?
You cannot.
I can finish the exclusion.
I didn't.
You guys can go on your way, and we're done with it.
Did they even say they wanted me excluded? Because I've never even been out of the car.
Yes. That's what I'm being told.
You can't have my ID for that. That is not a criminal offense. Like you just said, that is a violation.
See, the thing is, even if you give it,
And you have to ask us to leave.
Each other 24/7. So he's my babysitter. If I can't be here, he ain't gonna be.
Bottom line, you tell me not to come here. I ain't trying to come back and go to jail. I follow the rules.
All you have to do is give us a verbal warning. We will not be
I
back.
can't give verbal warnings to give written.
Or you can give me a written
Right,
warning.
right, and we've done this before and we refuse.
me one?
I haven't refused on here before. They fill it out and they give it to us, and you know who I am, you know our plates. If we come back here, you can get us. You don't need our names to get us.
Have a plate.
We do on the back.
When the cops realized they couldn't pin anything on the couple for the reasons they initially claimed, they started looking for other excuses. They began circling the car, eyeing it up and down, hoping to spot anything that might justify their suspicions. It seemed like they were getting desperate to find something, anything to hold on to. Then one cop came up with a new claim. He said he wasn't sure if the car they were in was actually theirs. This claim was pretty far-fetched. Following that logic, they'd have to question every single person driving on the street, which obviously is not practical or reasonable. Feeling the tension, the man extended his hands to the cops, offering a handshake as a gesture of goodwill, hoping to defuse the situation. Unfortunately, their egos seemed too big to accept such a simple peacemaking gesture. This refusal was a perfect example of the behavior that makes many people uneasy around cops. It often seems like some of them think they're above the law, acting as if they're superior to the citizens they're supposed to serve and protect.
So, that's a trip permit.
A what?
It's a trip permit.
Correct, but this is registered.
It's a registered
how
and
am
insured.
I supposed to know that you're not Steve, that you're not Jim? You know, those are the issues.
Right, we'd have to violate the law, and at first it's just it's an infraction, like you said, a violation.
In the state of Oregon,
You're not allowed to get our names over a trespass. You have to ask us to leave
for a
first.
violation, for the purposes of a citation, I can ask you for your name and your date of birth.
But I'm not getting a citation because there's nothing to cite me for.
You're being cited so that you cannot come back on state property.
Right, but that's not
your property.
That's not a criminal violation. That's why you're not going to get my ID today at all. Even if you want to arrest me, it's okay.
He took mine, yeah.
Okay,
I
can
mean,
you step out of the car for a second? Alrighty, you got your camera rolling again?
It's been on the whole time. You have 100.
Good.
You have 132 people watching right now.
Okay, cool. So here's the deal. I'm not gonna fight with you over.
I'm not trying to fight with you.
Okay.
You're the one that has an attitude about it. I'm not. I'm standing up for my rights, and it makes you so mad.
I don't.
Okay, then don't.
he doesn't care.
I don't care.
Cool.
So here's the deal. I
You don't.
appreciate you being cooperative with me today. I'm gonna ask you guys to leave now.
Okay.
Here's your info.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
No.
No. No handshake.
Nope.
Okay, you want to shake hands?
No, thank you.
Thank
You
you,
see
sir.
why we don't like cops?
That's fine.
You see this whole thing?
So you're excluded for 30
Did they get my ID?
Fine.
So are you.
No, they did not get my ID.
If I can't be here, he won't be here either.
You're excluded for 30 days.
Sure.
If you're back, you're going
Do
to
you
be
know-
arrested for trespass.
Do you know my name?
Okay.
I'm not coming back. I'm just asking
I
if
don't
you
need to.
ID'd me when you were threatening me.
I see you.
You threatened
I see
me.
you. If they call me and say that you're back, I'm going to arrest
Didn't
you.
you say you were going to arrest me, though?
Okay.
Okay, we're good now. You're dismissed. Thank you.
So I'm just.
You got everything you need?
I think I do.
You may leave now. If you don't leave right now,
I'm leaving right now.
You're getting trespassed.
Right, we're leaving right now. You're dismissed. Can you get away from the car so we can back up, please?
Thank you.
Thank you. Get away from the car so we can back up safely. Thank you.
This time, a man went to pay for his ticket but found the cashier had stepped away from the register for about 10 minutes, not doing his job. Seeing this as a chance to highlight the poor service, the man pulled out a camera to start recording. It wasn't long before a male cop walked over to him asking if he could help with anything. The man responded that the best help would be for him to get back to his duties. Shortly after, a female sergeant joined the scene. When the man asked for her name and badge number, she introduced herself as Sergeant Herrera, but didn't give her badge number. The man had to ask her multiple times, reminding her that it was her duty to fully identify herself according to their job policy, and all the while the cashier still had to return to the register.
I'm trying to help
There's
you.
three. Well, tell him to get back to work. That's how you can help me.
Looks like he's trying to get back to work.
All right. Well, then you can get back to work, and you can get back
doing
inside.
my job
Get
right
back
now.
inside.
I'm just trying to find out
Get inside. Go back. Go. 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 Be gone.
I don't have
Be
to-
gone.
I
Be
can
gone.
Stay wherever I want.
You can
I'm
stay-
just telling you. Yeah, I can stay here. That's not a problem. I'm not interfering with whatever you're trying to do. All right, I'm not interfering. I'm just trying to help you out and speed up the process. That's all I'm trying to do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Are we able to proceed? No.
Taking over your license number?
Is that a yes or a no, sir?
I need your license or your ticket number, sir.
Okay. Ready? What is your problem, dude? Do you not know your job? You got an education on the job for fun and for free. The next one gets an invoice. Jesus. What's your name?
My name's Sergeant Herrera.
Sergeant Guerrera?
Herrera.
Herrera?
Would you like to make a payment?
I'm trying to make a payment. He
We'll
abandoned
make
his
it happen.
post.
Okay, well, we'll make it happen. Is this the money that you're trying
What's
to
your
get?
badge number?
Sir, my name's Sergeant Herrera.
Okay,
I
and
can
I'm
help
asking
you.
for your badge number
Okay,
as well.
would you like to turn
Sergeant Herrera, it is not the policy of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
416095.
Was it that
sir.
difficult?
Okay.
Apparently it was.
Okay.
Stop talking right now.
Okay.
I'm
Sir,
talking-
you're being
stop
extremely
talking.
disrespectful.
Okay, is that a
I'm trying
crime?
to help you.
Is that a crime? I'm being disrespectful.
I'm here to
I
help
came
you.
here to pay
Okay.
money.
Okay, and I want to help. You.
And he abandoned his post for 10 minutes.
Okay, is this the money that you're turning in, and do you have the case number, sir? Yes, we've all right here. Okay.
Jesus Christ, what a show.
For some reason, the cops decided to call a senior administrator to handle the situation with the man. However, when the administrator arrived, he told the man he couldn't accept his money, despite it being legal tender. He started explaining that it was due to department's policy, but the man cut him off. He argued that the law should take precedence over any department policy. The man quickly realized he wasn't going to get anywhere with these workers and cops. They weren't making things easy or straightforward, so he decided it was time to leave. As he walked out, he couldn't help calling them stupid out of sheer frustration, and who could blame him? It's moments like these that make you wonder why some cops make things more complicated than they need to be. Why call them public servants if they fail to serve properly and efficiently?
Hey, how are you?
Good. You understand you're trying to pay a fine?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. We can take the coins, but they have to be rolled.
No, this is legal tender.
I understand
You're
that,
gonna take the coins.
But our policy is...
Yeah, your policy is not law. This is legal tender of the United States of America. Your policy does not trump the ability that this is legal tender.
I understand that, but...
No,
we're
you
not-
don't understand that. Otherwise, you would be taking my coins.
Okay, I'll take them if they're rolled.
Yeah.
But I can't take it like this. You can...
Yeah, you can.
No, I'm
yes,
not
you
gonna-
can.
I'm not gonna take it.
No,
You're
you see,
not-
no, you
you're
don't
not-
want
these are
to.
different things.
You
No,
don't
we
want
don't-
to.
we don't have to.
No, the policy. You don't want to take. No,
No.
you're gonna take my money. Because
I
it's
wanna
now
hear-
your money.
I
This
wanna
is
hear
now
what he
your
wants
money.
us to do.
And if you want, I'll dump it on the f***ing sidewalk here. And it becomes, this is your money. It's not my money. Okay?
I'm just
This is
saying-
your money.
If you want to pay...
This is your money. What was your name again?
My name's Greg Blair.
Greg Blair. Okay, is your
So
camera
what-
running too?
If you
No.
had
It
it your
should
way,
be.
what would we do?
You can either roll it and then bring it in, or pay in a different manner.
What if it's
rolled No.
incorrectly?
Well, then we'll figure that out and we'll notify...
No.
How would you figure that out?
Well, we'd have to count it, but...
Well,
So
you're
you're
gonna count it.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm
God,
just
you are
telling
the
you, we're not
you are the
gonna-
dumbest man alive.
Thing I've ever heard.
You are the dumbest
All right,
man
well,
alive. I'm gonna leave the
so
coins
you don't
here.
actually take cash.
Yeah.
You should reiterate that.
I'm gonna leave your money here, okay? I'm gonna leave your money. How does that sound?
Have you ever encountered a cop who told you that you shouldn't take photos in public? If you haven't, well, consider yourself fortunate. Unlike you, this man came across a cop who not only invaded his personal space, talking about maintaining a 6-foot distance, but also wrongly insisted that you need a permit to take photos in public spaces. This cop didn't even understand the difference between private and public property. He mistakenly thought the man was on private property when he was actually on a public sidewalk the entire time. Things really escalated when the man pointed out that it wasn't right for the cop to come up and yell at people he was supposed to serve. This comment threw the cop off completely, and he didn't take well to being reminded that he was, in fact, a public servant working for the citizens.
We're not crossing. Excuse me. Yes, it's the First Amendment.
Let me see your press pass.
We don't need a press pass. You're not going to see nothing from me. You're not going to see nothing.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do, okay?
Do what you want to do.
Call for another unit, okay?
And 148.G, California Penal Code 148.G, okay? First Amendment. You are about
it
to.
It does not allow.
You don't get to yell at me.
It does not.
No, you don't get to yell at me.
You don't.
Why are you yelling at me? Why? You work for me.
I am explaining it to you.
I work for you. You don't work for me, right? You work for me.
Work for you.
You work for me,
no,
sir.
I work for the port, sir.
Exactly.
That's right. And because this is port property, you are not allowed to take photographs on port property.
This is public property, sir.
This is port property, sir.
Sir, anybody can drive up and down this street. You have to allow access. Okay, this is bicycle
port
lane.
property.
You can do what you're going to do, but you're going to get in a lot of trouble. I would call your supervisor.
Okay. You can call the director for all I care. Okay.
You're live on the internet.
I know that.
Okay, so
I know that, but you're wrong.
You're infringing on my civil rights, okay?
Okay.
Then prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Arrest me and get a lawsuit.
This is private property.
No, it's not. This is the port that belongs to the people. What are you talking about? You see this, guys?
44. Can I get a supervisor, please?
Come and yell at the people that you work for, sir? Shame on you. Who do you work for, sir?
I work for the port director.
Hey, where do you get your money from?
I get my money from
you guys. Can you guys call the port? You're going to get a bunch of phone calls. You're going to be put in your place today about
what. Guess what? I work for the port director.
You're not going to infringe on my rights today, sir. Yes, I don't know who you think you are.
You know what? Do you have port credentials?
We don't need them. We have the First Amendment.
If you're
get your finger off my face.
If you're a port,
get your finger out.
Say that you are a press man,
get your finger out of my face.
You have to have port credentials.
Get your finger, and you're spitting on me now. Get your way from me.
Yeah. So
you tyrant. We're gonna walk like we were walking, and you're gonna leave us alone, sir. Thank you.
You can keep walking.
Yeah. That's right. You're not gonna detain us.
Go.
That's right. We're free to stay too.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
You're free.
If we're free to go, we're free to stay. If no, you're gonna learn a big lesson today, sir, about the First Amendment, who you work for, and 148.G. 148.G says I can.
You have to have press passes. Where's your press pass?
Can you fucking stop getting your finger in my face?
Show me your press pass.
This cop should really be brought to justice for his behavior. Just look how he lost his composure, clearly upset that he couldn't exert his authority over this man. When his initial attempts to intimidate didn't work, he quickly resorted to threats of arrest. First, he claimed the man was obstructing an official from doing his job. When that didn't stick, he switched to accusing him of trespassing. It's pretty alarming that a cop with so many years on the job doesn't understand something as basic as trespassing, especially considering this all happened in a public place. How can anyone be charged with trespassing in a public area? Then, when the man asserted his right to freedom of press, the cop dismissed it, arguing that because the man was a free journalist and not affiliated with a major news outlet, he didn't have those rights.
Show me your press pass.
Would you do that to me without your fucking gun? No.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Hold on.
You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job over this stupidity. Look at this guy. Stay away from me. Stay away. No, I'm going to tell you, fuck you and fuck off.
Go ahead. Stay right here.
No.
Go ahead and stay right here. Go ahead and videotape this.
Look at this.
In a few minutes, I'm going to arrest you for 148.
Really?
Resisting a peace officer in the performance of his duties.
Really?
Yes, I am.
What law are you enforcing?
I am enforcing the courts.
Somebody call Felipe Henning. You're going to get a call right now.
Okay? So you can leave anytime you want.
We can
show
go.
me your press pass.
I'm going to show you shit.
You don't have a press pass.
Arrest me. Arrest me.
Then we will.
Arrest me.
My supervisor.
Arrest me. You're going to learn a big lesson.
You will learn a lesson.
I get to fucking travel free in my country without any motherfucker coming up to me telling me that I got to
show me your press pass if you're saying you're a press man. If you're not
arrest me or shut up.
Credentials.
No. I'm not going to do shit. I'm going to keep being free just like I was.
Okay.
So, and look at this guy. And Miss California Transparency, look at you're gonna get a demotion. You're gonna get a talking to about the way you treat people in public.
Okay.
You're not Jackie Chan, okay? This guy's all in my face because we're walking down the street and we're taking pictures on the public access right here, not crossing no boundaries. And this guy's gonna pull up like he owns me. I'm 52 years old.
Where's your press pass?
I ain't gotta show you no press pass.
Then you're not the press.
Really?
Yes.
What's free press? Dumbass. What's
You
free
have to have a press pass.
What's free press?
Press has to have a
Say
press
it
pass.
is press.
You have to have a press by a
Look at this
city
guy.
or municipality. Otherwise, you're not a press man. Okay?
Okay, you got 600 people laughing at you.
Okay, go ahead. Laugh all you want.
The First
You're so
Amendment.
wrong.
The First Amendment lets me allowed to record anything. I am free press. I don't
can
need
do
a press
whatever you
pass.
want.
Okay.
Okay?
You getting in my face is very rude. I never got in your face.
I'm telling you, you need to
Look,
leave.
you're gonna be. No, I'm not gonna leave.
Okay?
Your supervisor's right here.
This is probably one of the worst supervisors ever. He did everything he shouldn't have and wasn't helpful at all. The whole issue started when this man had a disagreement with a cop in a parking lot. When he realized he wasn't getting anywhere, he asked for a superior. Then this clueless supervisor shows up. He told the man he couldn't help him because he didn't know which cop he had the conflict with. Seriously, how could he show up without knowing what was going on?
Okay, so this is becoming like perjury now.
How is that?
Because he is giving me citations. I don't know how many, what they are for. I have no idea what he has done.
Okay.
I have no idea what he has given me. Okay. And you guys are not helping. You guys are not.
I don't know how else to help you. Don't know the officer's name. I've got 10 officers here today, maybe.
You got 10 officers in the building.
I supervise 3 of the other officers here. I'm in the canine unit. I supervise the canine officers.
They sent you out here obviously because they didn't want
to. I'm walking to my car to get my dog because we're gonna go to train.
Okay, so there's a way to know. You're trying to tell me like it's impossible to know.
If the court was open, we probably could find a solution for you.
You have access to this stuff. You're a sergeant.
They won't even let me in the court office. It's a different key system. It's a separate secure area.
Go grab that officer. Get him out here now.
I don't have to do that, sir.
You do.
No.
I'm requesting it.
Oh, you are.
I'm requesting it.
That's fine.
I'm requesting. Where's your body cam?
I don't have a body cam.
Why not?
Because I don't have one.
Where's your dash cam?
No, it used to be in my car.
Used to be, or is there one or not?
No.
There isn't one.
No.
Sounds pretty corrupt to me.
I don't know how that.
No dash cams, no body cams. I mean,
how do you make the correlation?
Why don't you invest money into your equipment?
Why don't we invest money into our equipment?
Yeah. Why don't you invest money? What?
We invest money into the cruise systems of our police department.
Look how many police cars you have, and they're just sitting here. Look at all this.
Yeah.
Look at all this. You invest in cars, but you don't invest in like safety of the public. How do I know that?
The man tried to jog his memory, suggesting the cop's name might be Officer Thompson or something like that, but the supervisor didn't even try to figure it out. He just dismissed it, saying there was no officer by that name. The man then suggested going into the building together to point out the cop, but the supervisor refused. All the man wanted was to identify the cop who gave him a citation and get a copy of that citation, but the supervisor wasn't about to help. Then another cop showed up, but he was no help either. He told the man he would receive a copy via email, but the man needed it right then and there. These cops are public servants after all. They should be more accommodating to the people they serve.
This officer wrote false charges.
Okay.
Whatever.
And that's where the courtroom. That's where you take the.
No. I need to know what they are. I'm entitled to know what they are by law.
And I'm telling you, I can't help you.
You can't help me. Okay, explain to me why you can't help me.
I don't know the officer.
I just told you.
What's his name?
Thompson or something like
I don't
that.
have a Thompson.
So I think you're playing games now.
I'm not playing games.
I have him on recording in that building. I have him on recording in that building, hiding behind the door.
Okay.
So he was here, unless he went out the back door.
Great, then take it to court. That's really your
No, I need to know what it is
That's
today.
the best course of
No, it's not the best course of action.
Yes.
So if I slapped you with a $1 million ticket and I said, take it to court, you don't get a citation, you're going to be okay with that.
Then I'm going to go to court.
Oh yeah, you're going to go to court. You have no idea what. So it must be something really bad because you're not telling me. It must be something really bad because
I
you're.
have no idea what you're talking about.
So let's go inside there and let's go.
This is the building.
Don't look me up and down like I have a weapon, okay?
Well, you're taking an aggressive
Don't look at me like I got a fucking weapon.
You're taking aggressive
Fuck
posture.
you. I can do whatever I want.
This conversation's over.
Bye.
Now we're gonna have issues. If you
We're
don't
gonna have
follow me.
issues right now.
You're gonna have issues if you.
We're
don't
gonna have
follow me
issues
behind
right
me.
now.
You understand?
See that? We're gonna have issues right now.
Don't walk up behind me.
Don't. I can do whatever I want.
Hey Glenn, how you doing?
Good.
Hello. Hey Glenn, can I have you stand over here? We're gonna get a dog out. We're gonna do some training. Not right here, but
Good.
we're going inside.
So I need a copy of the citation.
It's coming in the mail. Here,
No,
let's head
I
over
need a
here.
copy of the citation.
Well, we can't.
However, a completely different cop came out of the station and told the man he was being too loud and needed to keep it down. So not only were they not going to help him get a copy of the citation he received for apparently no good reason, but now they were also trying to stifle his right to speak up. The way he talks is his own business, and if the cops don't like it, well, that's really their problem. The whole mess started because the man supposedly drove over what was claimed to be private property, except it was just the parking lot in front of the hotel. Since when is that a private lot? Where are people supposed to park when they have a reservation in a hotel? And was a citation really necessary for something like that?
No. I told
you now. You're screaming now.
No, I'm not. I'll talk normal.
You can hear the whole reason.
I'll talk. I can hear the whole.
You're talking normal now.
I'll talk normal.
You're talking like that, and all you have to do is talk normal. I'm right.
Okay, so we'll talk normal.
Okay.
We'll talk normal.
Okay, like I said, I'm going to explain to you one more time because I have some other calls to go to.
No, I'm not.
Receive the traffic ticket. Go ahead and turn on your camera.
It's been on. It's been on.
I know this is what you like to do. We know that. You're not new to the area. Okay, so you're trying to just get a rise for some reason. You received a simple traffic ticket. If you didn't want the ticket, you can go to court and dispute the ticket, as you know.
I don't know.
You wouldn't accept it. Let me finish.
Okay, I finished. Yeah.
Let me finish. You were told if you want the ticket, you said very clearly you wanted a sergeant out there.
And
I came.
And you didn't talk to me.
I was
You
standing
refused.
right at the door.
You refused.
I was standing right at the door. That's not true.
You refused.
I was standing there and I said, you said, do not hand me a ticket. I'm not accepting the ticket. Okay, so we handed you your information and said, via the sector format, you'll be receiving your ticket in the mail, which is what you will receive in the mail.
How about this?
You're going to get a ticket in the mail.
How about this? Tell me two things. The price and what it's for, and I'll leave. I'll leave right now.
I didn't see the citation. I'm understanding that you got a citation for driving through private property. Which is an LMC, which is, I think it's 136, 124. I'm not sure of the exact fine.
Okay, do you know I have a reservation at that hotel?
Okay.
Do you know I have a reservation
Then
at that
that's
hotel?
a perfect thing for you to tell the judge and he'll dismiss your ticket
Okay.
if that's true.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
How much is it?
I don't know. I think it's 124,
124.
136.
One ticket. Okay, there's no surprise.
No surprise.
Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. We're good, but
I appreciate it, and thank you for not talking so loudly. And just so that you know, I know what it is that you like to try to do, but just on the side note, you've got some clerks in here who are ladies that work at night, and my cleaning crew is petrified because you beat the door really loud.
I'm
I
sorry.
have other calls. I'm just saying, I understand it, sir, but you're scaring people in here, and I don't know what your mission is.
my
If your
mission is to get to the
scare
bottom.
people-
I didn't break the law. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Okay.
I didn't
That's
break the
what the
law.
court's for.
I didn't break the law. It's not though. You can't. That's when the lines cross.
Once again, you're raising
No,
your
no.
voice. I'm
Let me
standing
talk.
right here.
Let me talk. Let
Lower
me.
your voice. I'm right here.
That's when the line is crossed.
What's
Okay.
that?
So there's a point where it's got to be. You have to be controlled. Your police, not just your police force. Any police force has to be controlled. That you can't just give out random tickets and say the court has to handle it.
You're
The
right.
court can't handle everything.
You're right.
That you guys do.
You're correct. An officer sees a violation, which they have to see a violation, and you can either agree or disagree with it, but the officer saw a violation, and they're empowered to enforce the laws of the state of Washington, okay, and the city and ordinances of the city of Lincoln.
And like I said, I
And when
broke
there's-
no law.
Okay.
I broke no law
Okay.
because
Well,
I have a
the officer saw
reservation
you-
at that hotel.
Okay. Then, like I said, sir, then bring your reservation with you, show that to the court, and I'm sure he'll be happy to dismiss your ticket.
All this new cop suggested to the man was that if he disagreed with the citation he'd received, he should just go to court and argue his case there and make sure to bring proof that he had a reservation at the hotel whose parking lot he drove through. It's clear these cops didn't really grasp what was actually happening. Imagine you're in this scenario. You get a ticket for something you didn't do wrong, and on top of that, you're expected to pay for it. The cops aren't willing to help you or even give you a copy of the citation that you could use to defend yourself, and then they demand proof for a hotel reservation. If that isn't a form of bullying and a complete waste of your time, I don't know what is.
Why are you holding the door? Why don't you come out here?
This is fine. This is where we are.
Okay.
I'm just finished. Because I have two more
but-
calls to go to.
but you're-
I got some other calls that people are...
There's a barrier between us.
That's fine.
And the people are going to see that.
That's
and
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind if people
No,
see that.
if you were a good
I've
cop,
I've seen
if you were a good cop, you'd come out here and
I've seen
shake my
your-
hand.
I've seen your... The last time I talked to you, you flipped me off. You called me an effing pussy, and you said, that's what I am. You said, come out here and challenge you. That's what you said the last time. And there are the video cameras up here as well, sir. So I'm saying that's what you
I
said
said
the
come
last
out here
time.
and challenge you?
Yes, you did.
I said come out here and challenge
You said, come out, be a man, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, come out and talk to me.
Okay.
Come out and talk to me.
You're out here. So again, once again, you want to be challenging, and I know everybody knows your website, and this is what you do, and this is what you like to do, and that's fine. Like I said, I've answered your questions. I have two other citizens.
You have answered my questions.
I
You
did.
finally answered my
Okay,
questions.
Then I hope you're happy for this evening.
I'm really
sorry,
not.
Sir.
I'm really
Sir,
not.
I'm sorry that you're upset about this. I'm sorry you have an anti-police sentiment. I get it. You're all around. People know you. We know you don't like the police. I get it. There are some people who like the police. There are some people who don't like the police. There are people who like doctors. Some people don't like. I get it. We're human beings.
So I just shook a cop's hand the other day.
Great.
I shook his hand, told me he was a good cop.
Great.
If
a lot
I
of
see
your videos, though, you're not very friendly. You have a tendency to want to sneak up on people. I've seen some of your vehicles where you like to approach an officer from the sneaky side, and you do that purposefully.
Isn't that what police do?
Most other citizens will come up and say, "Excuse me, may I talk to you for a minute?" So again, that's just a thing of common courtesy.
So what's the difference of you sneaking up on me and me sneaking
How
up
did
on
I
you?
sneak up on you?
I'm not saying you. I'm saying.
How does a police sneak up on you?
Oh, many times.
Okay, well, I can say that.
Many times.
I can say that.
When you approach a vehicle, you approach it from an angle. Yes or no?
Well, if I'm approached, but the people know we're there.
So you pull them over, but then you approach from an angle, a tactical
That's
angle.
my job. Yeah, that's what I.
That's your job.
Sure.
Approach from a tactical angle.
Sure.
So everyone's a threat. Everyone in the public's a threat.
No one said everybody's a threat.
Well, if
it's
you're
training. It's like a doctor. When a doctor does a surgery, they take certain precautions all the time.
So
it's what they do. We take precautions.
So here's the thing. You run their license plate. You know who is in that vehicle.
Not always.
You don't have to be a law expert to understand that as a citizen, you can challenge a cop if something seems off. That's exactly what this man did when he decided to bring a cop to justice for driving an unmarked vehicle while on duty. The man boldly asked the cop for his ID, catching him off guard. Clearly, this cop wasn't used to being on the receiving end of such requests. He seemed to think his position gave him the total authority over citizens, not the other way around. But the man didn't stop there. He went on to ask for the cop's driver's license, vehicle registration, and proof of insurance just to make sure he was dealing with a legitimate officer and not someone impersonating one. This cop, as it turned out, wasn't supposed to be stopping people while in this car, but he did it anyway.
Afternoon, sir. Good. Hey, the reason I stopped you today is because I saw this car was unmarked. Is this a registered unmarked vehicle for undercover work, or? Okay, you're not allowed to have patrol cars that are unmarked. Are you aware of that under Washington State RCW?
I'd have to look it up, but...
Yeah, you really should do that. So there's no market, there's no indication on this car. Okay, what's your name? Canfield?
Deputy Canfield.
Okay, Deputy Canfield. Can I see some ID?
Can you see some ID of
Yes.
me?
Yeah, I need to make sure that you're... No, you need to prove you're driving an unmarked vehicle, so I need to make sure you're actually a police officer and that you have the authority to be driving this vehicle, because you seem to be kind of doing something that's clearly in violation of Washington State law. So I just want to make sure you are who you say you are, okay?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Mr. Son, I'm not gonna play the game with you.
This isn't a game. It's called law.
Okay.
Yeah. So can I see some ID and maybe license, registration, proof of insurance, sir?
No, I'm not gonna show you that. Yeah, this is my ID right here.
That's not ID, sir.
Yeah, well, this
If I showed you a badge, if you stopped me, would you take that as ID? Come on. Let's be reasonable. Anybody can have a patch, sir.
Okay, what about...
Is it a big deal for you to show me some ID just so I can make sure?
I can show it to you.
That'd be cool. That's all I want. I just like to make sure. Canfield GT51. Can I see?
Yeah, you can see it. You're not gonna hold it in your hand, though.
Okay. Let me just get a close look at it there. It's fine.
Does that match this?
That looks legit to me. I appreciate it. I do. I really do.
Driver's license?
You got a driver's license too. I appreciate it.
I do.
I appreciate the cooperation. Are you stopping people in this vehicle?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. It's completely in violation of Washington State law, and you are culpable in that, the way the law is written.
Okay,
So you've admitted that you are in violation of Washington State law and that you are stopping people in this vehicle. So what I'm going to encourage you to do, I'm not going to write you up today. What I am going to encourage you to do is take this car back. I know.
But this cop actually found it amusing that the man was questioning him, treating the whole situation like it was just a game. However, the man was completely within his rights to do so. It's clear that many cops think they hold all the authority, but this man challenged that notion by pointing out that the cop could actually be arrested for driving an unmarked vehicle illegally. Yet the cop still found it humorous and couldn't believe what he was hearing, asking the man how could that even be possible. This shows that cops aren't supposed to operate by a different set of rules than everyone else. Kudos to the man for standing up and showing that cops aren't above the law or above society.
I know you're smiling, but we the citizens do have a right to hold you guys accountable. If I'm in open violation of the law, I mean, I could call a sheriff out here and demand that you be written up for this, because you are in open violation of Washington State RCWs. Okay? So I just want you to talk to the sheriff about it. There's a problem with this in Soap Lake as well, and this is why I'm bringing this up lately. I really want you guys to be aware of this. I want you to follow along. Do you understand the safety concern? I mean, let's say it's 12 o'clock at night, my daughter's out driving around, and she doesn't drive yet, but you get the idea. And she gets stopped by what is supposedly a police officer, but there's no markings whatsoever, and that's one of the main reasons you should not be stopping people in a car that's unmarked, because that's when the safety concern really comes in. Somebody doesn't know if they're being stopped by a police officer. So understand that every time you stop somebody in this car, you are in violation of Washington State law, and you can't do that. So if we see you stopped in this car and have doing patrol stops in this car, we're going to have a problem because it's illegal. If you continue doing this, you could be arrested for that.
I could be arrested for driving an unmarked car?
For driving an illegal vehicle and refusing to comply?
Okay.
Are you saying that if somebody else was driving an illegal vehicle and wouldn't cooperate, that they wouldn't be arrested?
How are you comparing? I mean, it's kind of apples to oranges.
It's not apples and oranges. You're driving a vehicle on Washington State roads, on a Washington State highway, and it's in violation of the law, and you're accountable to the law just the same as me and anybody else is, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's publicly owned, any publicly owned vehicle, including county, police, and it opens up with directing at the officer specifically. So, and that's the key for you. So you want to read this, because even if they give you an unmarked vehicle, you're legally obligated to not operate that unmarked vehicle, because the law is defined at the officer and says you, as the officer, shall not operate the vehicle on the public roadways, a publicly owned vehicle that's not legally marked.
Have you ever noticed that some cops think people have to answer their questions just because they ask? Here's a story about one such cop who approached a man and a woman on the street. When the woman told him she wouldn't answer any questions because she didn't have to, the cop insisted she was required to respond to every question he asked. He even went as far as to claim on camera that he had the authority as a cop to demand answers, clearly a misunderstanding of his actual powers. Police officers are supposed to protect citizens' constitutional rights and not violate them. Then he insisted that both the man and woman had to identify themselves. When the woman asked why they needed to show their IDs, he replied with the textbook answer about having reasonable suspicion to identify them. The problem was the cop didn't actually have reasonable suspicion of any specific crime. Just reciting definitions doesn't create a valid reason. The woman, seeking to resolve the situation, asked the cop to call a supervisor for clarification. Interestingly, he treated this request as if it were a negotiation, telling her he'd only call his supervisor if she gave him her ID first. What kind of games was he playing?
We all go on our way.
But we don't have to answer a single question that you ask. Yeah, no, we don't have to answer your questions.
You do.
No.
As a police officer, I have that authority.
You can ask me anything you want, but I'm not obliged to tell you anything.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you? Can I please have it? Okay. Sir, do you know who she is? Is she with you?
Please do not.
I'm going to hang on until I get hers. So the sooner she gives me her ID, the sooner we can all be on our way.
What's your suspicion now? So he's explained everything to you, so what are your suspicions about me?
As a police officer, when I'm on a call, and I have reasonable suspicion, I have the right to ID everyone I'm talking to.
Well, I don't have to ID to you unless you charge me with a separate crime. You cannot get me for failure to ID because it's none of your business.
The longer you interrupt me, the longer we're going to be here. All right?
Don't talk to me like I'm a child.
Well, then don't act like one.
I'm not.
Here we go. Again. Ready? I have his ID. Because I have reasonable suspicion to talk to you, I need your ID. The sooner you give it to me, the sooner we can all be on our way. That's all this is.
Call your supervisor.
Okay, give me your ID and I will.
Can you call your supervisor, please? What's your name, badge number, employee number?
Officer Moss.
I'm asking him.
He is training.
Thank you.
Officer Moss. 40111.
Thank you. Can you please call your supervisor?
Is that what this is?
Soft sit, not bowing to your will does not make somebody a soft sit.
And I believe you. You know why it's being so difficult with me? I have no idea. Okay, all I need is your ID.
It's none of your business.
Ma'am, what's your ID? Where is it? Okay. 17.
To make matters worse, this cop was joined by others who acted as though they were handling serious criminals instead of just citizens asserting their rights. The cop began to explain to the woman the department's policy on identifying individuals, but she wasn't having any of it. Firstly, he lost his right to lean on department policies when he refused her request to call a supervisor, a basic right she had when questioning his actions. Secondly, the woman was only concerned with what the law said, not the policies of police departments. The officer tried to convince her that their policies were in line with the law. And that might matter to the cops, but it wasn't what the woman cared about. She reiterated her request to speak to a supervisor, emphasizing her point. Instead of addressing her concerns, the cop decided to engage in what seemed like a petty act of defiance by getting into his car, as if staging a mini protest because she still hadn't handed over her ID. This kind of behavior just escalated the tension unnecessarily. It shows why it's so important for cops to not only understand the law, but also respect the rights and requests of the people they're supposed to serve. Engaging in games or showing frustration over someone asserting their rights doesn't resolve situations. It only makes them worse.
Can you verify that? Ma'am, you understand that it's my policy of my department to identify anybody.
Well, I don't care about policy. I care about law.
So the policy follows law.
I don't have to abide by your department's policies. I go by the law. I go by the law. And the law is I don't have to ID to you. Your policy doesn't mean shit to me.
Ma'am, you do understand that if you refuse to ID yourself, I have to take you to jail.
If you want to arrest me for a separate crime, you can arrest me that as a secondary charge. But it's not a charge in itself.
There's no charge initially. We're just having an encounter with you just to see
Right.
what's going on. And if you would just give me your ID, I could ID you.
Did you call your supervisor?
Not yet, because you haven't given me your ID.
I have asked over and over for a supervisor. That's what they're for.
You asked me twice.
I asked you too. Will you call a supervisor?
We'll call one in just a minute, okay?
We'll call one in just a second. I've got a job to do regardless.
And the longer she doesn't give me her ID, the longer you're not going to do your job. Let me run your ID, okay?
All we're trying to do is freaking work. Sorry, my hand is trembling. No, I am detained. I was told I'm detained. Press harder.
But this officer only told the woman that she was detained and then clammed up again, refusing to talk further until she gave him her ID. The three of them stood in front of the police car, probably trying to figure out the best way to handle the situation, and a woman who wasn't about to let their behavior slide. Since his colleague couldn't manage to deal with her, another cop came over and asked her what was happening. This was a pretty poor approach, considering his buddy could have just filled him in already. It looked like he was just trying to wear her down by asking questions until she gave in.
No, they told me I'm detained. Press harder. No matter what you say, I'm still detained. Hey, CNC. Hey, Preston. Yeah, it's almost over. They know I'm right, and they know they fucked up. Am I still detained?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Todd, is this your car?
Don't answer.
Yeah, it is. That's what the driver's license is.
Hey, Todd, real quick. So you said you were inside the building. I believe you.
Can you just tell me?
No, I'm not. They gave you an update.
What's going on?
That he updated you.
I'm just trying to get you.
What's your name and full?
Badge number 409192.
I couldn't understand the name.
Officer Malone,
Malone.
409192.
Thank you.
Can you just tell me what's going on?
No, I don't need to do anything. I'm ready to leave here.
Right now you're
I'm
being
detained for nothing. So,
Okay.
I don't have
Well, can
anything
you
to say.
provide
I don't need anything. You're not the supervisor, right?
I'm not a supervisor.
So I don't need to repeat it all for you. That's a waste of my time and yours.
Okay, well, I mean, the sooner we can get her identified, the sooner we can get you loose.
However, that plan did not work. She decided not to talk to anyone until the supervisor she had been requesting for a while showed up. Then the officer claimed he needed to identify her for trespassing, but this accusation fell flat since the woman was clearly in a public space, and it just doesn't make sense to accuse someone of trespassing there. Another officer chimed in suggesting things would only smooth over if the woman identified herself, but again, she wasn't required to do so, nor nor was she interested in playing nice just to appease the cops.
So y'all are going to punish me and keep me detained because you're not getting your way.
It's not a punishment.
Yeah,
Yet
it is.
Being detained, we have a legal right
For
to-
what? What's
Now
your reasonable
trespassing.
articulable suspicion now committed a crime?
Trespassing.
Trespassing?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you getting that? He's explained he works here. He's explained he worked here.
Are you gonna talk over me? Or can I?
Yeah, I'll talk. No, I'm not talking to you at all. How about that? I'm not listening to you either.
Okay. Well, right.
You're just as full of shit as they are.
You don't need to interrupt the interview right now. Okay?
I'm not. You're interrupting. I'm silent.
You what?
Me and Todd here, we're fine. But
Who said you weren't?
I need to get you ID. We can be fine if I can get your ID. That's all it is.
What crime are you going to charge me with?
I've already gone over this with you twice, and my partner.
Then you're
just
not getting my
explained it
ID.
to you. You're here
No.
on private property.
State of Tennessee, I do not have to give you my ID unless I'm charged with a separate crime.
That's not true.
It is
You're
true.
being detained for a crime.
You're being detained for reasonable
yeah, I'm
suspicion,
detained.
which means
Ta-da.
you do have to give me your ID.
Ta-da. No, I don't.
Yes, it does.
No, RAS doesn't work in
Okay,
Tennessee.
well, then you can be charged with
No.
resisting a stop.
No, I haven't resisted any
You're
stop.
resisting right now.
You're on video.
I'm resisting your wants and wishes. I'm going by the law. By law.
The first cop came back to the scene, and now, right in front of the camera, he admitted that he knew these two hadn't done anything wrong, so why was he still there? It seemed like he was just wasting his time and theirs for no real reason. With his admission, it became clear that this whole situation was more about his ego, something his wife pointed out to him. Despite this, he kept denying it for several reasons unknown, as if everyone wasn't already aware of what was really going on. Two other cops defended him, claiming it was all about following protocol, not ego. And that's how cops often stick together in situations like these. But even with three of them against one woman, they weren't exactly coming off as the sharper side. However, with what the woman said next, it probably took him by surprise. She told them that if they weren't going to call the supervisor, then they might as well arrest her for whatever reason they had demanded her ID, and just get this whole thing over with. You can imagine how they felt when they realized they really couldn't do anything to her, and that she was prepared to maintain her civil rights, even if it meant getting arrested. Shocked by her stance, these cops finally decided to call the supervisor. Well, that's how you handle situations with cops like these.
Somebody else is, okay?
Exactly, and I've explained this to you both.
Right, so
No
why are
way,
you
I don't
still
see your
fucking
car
with
here.
me when you know what
If
we're
you give me
doing?
your ID and I can
That's
get your
all
ID,
your
we'll
ego.
be
This
outta
is
here.
your ego.
Nope,
This
I
is
have
all
to do
your
this.
ego.
I have to do
No,
this.
fuck your ego.
Okay,
It's not an ego thing. It's
It
part of
is.
the protocol.
It isn't.
it is.
No, it's your protocol to ask for it, but that doesn't mean I have to give it to
Yes,
you.
it does.
No.
Yes, it does.
Call your supervisor.
What's-
Either
he's-
arrest me for a separate crime, do what you need to do.
So we need to,
You already know we've been talking this to death.
And you want him here because why? You don't think you have the, you don't
Because
think
you're
you
full
have
of
the ID?
shit. So we need somebody better than you in charge. That's what they're there for.
Okay. I'll get my supervisor en route.
Thank you.
He'll say the same thing I did.
there needs to be any supervisor. What's up? Yeah.
Preston, it's off of Donaldson Pike, next to a Best Western Plus at an office park.
One airport drive.
One Airport Drive is the address, Preston.
I come here a lot. Morning out there, getting out there.
I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong.
I've been doing this for a whole lot of years. I understand. We're right off Donaldson Pike up there. It's fine. We get lost.
While they were waiting for the supervisor, the woman started wondering why these cops were so fixated on the idea of trespassing when there was no one else around claiming any such thing. Caught in their lies yet again and totally unprepared for her savvy handling of the situation, they just fell silent. Seeing an opportunity to keep pressing, the woman began to circle their police cars with her camera, filming them from every angle and even capturing the interiors. The 3 cops who had been quite aggressive earlier were now noticeably quiet and didn't say a word to her. It seemed like they were starting to regret not having left earlier. Instead, they had put themselves in a sticky situation where they had to wait right there with her for the supervisor to arrive, and it was clear that they were the ones who had messed up. As the minutes ticked by, it became obvious to all 3 cops that they had tangled themselves up with someone who wasn't going to let them just get off the hook easily. They had been brought to justice, so to speak, by this woman's persistence and readiness to challenge their authority.
What is his car number? Hold on a second. Yeah, you're live. None of your business. I'm right here with the police cars getting numbers off of them. Kiss my ass. This one is that asshole. Nashville's Guardians. So impressive. Since they're not obligated to protect and serve, they are called Nashville's Guardians instead of having protect and serve on their cars. I'm detained.
Time passed and still no supervisor showed up. The uncomfortable silence that hung in the air made the cops realize they had overreacted. The first cop, maybe feeling a bit of guilt, decided to approach the woman and told her she was free to go. As for the supervisor, who knows if they even called him? Maybe they were just hoping the woman would get tired of waiting and hand over her ID to wrap things up. But the woman wasn't about to let it slide that easily. She stood her ground right to the very end, as she should. Before she left, she even asked the cop if he would apologize for the hassle. However, his pride was still in the way, and he claimed he had nothing to apologize for. Well, I bet he thought differently once he found out he'd become a major star on YouTube. What about you? If you were in her shoes, would you do the same as this woman did in this situation?
Yeah, they would. Press harder. They would. That one was stopped. He was trying to stop me, and I said, no, I'm going to take pictures of the cars. And so he backed off. Thank you, Preston. They're detaining me because I wouldn't give my ID, and so they're punishing me. So this is a punitive detention.
Hi, ma'am. So, I've actually got what I need out of here. You and Tyler both free to leave.
Can you apologize?
I have no reason to apologize.
Can you admit you were wrong, that I don't have to give your ID?
I need you to understand that when a police officer has reasonable suspicion, the law states we have the right to ID people.
No, you don't.
We do.
Or you would be doing it right now.
Here's what I encourage you to do.
You would do
okay?
it right now.
I already have.
No,
I've asked you for your ID at least 10 times. And you've refused every
Right,
time.
right. And then you punitively detain me. Just to punish me because you know I'm not going to do it. Yeah, that's punitive.
I encourage you to look up the statute about that.
I encourage you to.
Whenever you leave.
You're the one that's supposed to know.
And I do know.
Then you're either lying to me or you're ignorant to it.
Okay.
You choose which one looks best to
you.
you.
You want to believe. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
You and Todd are free to leave.
Thank you. Don't leaving. Told him to kiss my ass, and the supervisor didn't care, so he told him to let me go. I gotta go, y'all.
These cops came up to a man and told him he was detained, but they couldn't actually pinpoint a crime he had committed. Their only argument was something about reasonable suspicion, but that's pretty vague and all they had to offer. It seemed like just another case of cops thinking they could stretch the doubt to suit their needs. And when they realized they couldn't actually pinpoint a crime for it to be legitimate to hold someone, they resorted to the old trespassing claim, a favorite fallback, it seems, in these situations.
If you've been detained for a prolonged period of time, I have to generate a police report saying that you've been detained for a prolonged period of time. In which case, I would like your information to say you've been detained for a prolonged period of time.
Better generate it. You're not going to get my info, but you better generate that report because it's been a prolonged period of time.
Okay.
For a crime that you guys don't have. You realize that, right? You realize this was an illegal detainment, right?
No. It's not.
Yes, it was.
I'm allowed to detain you.
For a crime, bud. For a crime. Reasonable suspicion of a crime.
That a crime has occurred or will
Right. Crime, though. That's what you're not getting. What crime? You can't just say, well, you're by my car so you can be tampering with it. What led you to believe that I was tampering with the car?
Is that you're out of sight in a police station where people don't normally go.
Where people can be. Where people can be, it's open to the public. Is this not open to the public? Is it not open to the public?
The police station is open to the public.
Okay, and how can I get to the police station? Right through here, right? And has the Supreme Court said that I can come take pictures of you from a public place? If this is open to the public, I can come take pictures of your vehicles, your building, your cameras, anything I want from a public place. Is that correct? Okay, and is this a restricted area? Where do you have?
Is trying to get us to put up signs.
No, I could care less about your signs. My point of it is trying to get you guys to understand the law. You guys have him who you really think that you guys can get my ID. So do you. You guys really think you had trespassing. You don't. I've already showed you guys you don't have trespassing. And by walking around a car taking pictures of it is not suspicion of tampering with your vehicles. It's so ignorant. My point of this is to get you guys to understand that thought process is bullshit and your training is flawed. Okay. You just said my training tells me that when somebody's around a vehicle, they're going to tamper with it. That's so ignorant. Okay. So ignorant.
And I understand where you're coming from.
Okay, bye. So what's your name and badge number?
Officer Quinlan, Sergeant.
Give me my report because I've been detained 32 minutes. What's your name and badge number?
Doggo 1856.
And what's your name and badge number? And I'm assuming I'm not detained right now, right?
You're still detained.
I'm still detained?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I packed the minutes on, baby. I love it.
All right. Currently
so I'm being detained because you guys don't like me walking around taking pictures.
No, again, this has nothing to do with the pictures.
It has that. That's all I've been doing.
Yeah, okay.
They told the man he was trespassing at the police station, but when he asked if the station would be open to the public, they confirmed it was, and their whole trespassing argument just crumbled. It turned out the real reason they detained him was that they didn't like him walking around taking photos with his phone, and it took these cops over 30 minutes to realize their mistake. Just imagine the unnecessary time wasted on this man. Towards the end, one cop tried one last tactic to justify their approach, claiming the man was behind a car and they didn't know what he was doing. But really, they didn't need to know what he was doing as long as he was within his legal rights. Isn't that the point?
So I'm being detained because you don't like where I'm walking?
No.
It has to be something, babe. Come on. Which one is it? I'm being detained. You literally said, well, you were out of our sight so you could be tampering with vehicles. So I'm being detained because you don't like where I'm walking. There's nothing saying I can't walk here. There is nothing saying I can't walk here. For a fucking crime.
Or suspicion of a crime about to
Suspicion of a crime. Where's the crime? Because you can't see me is not the crime.
No. So, initially...
Oh, how ignorant are these guys?
Initially, we did not know what you were doing. I saw you...
Then you walk up and look. You don't come detain somebody.
Okay.
You don't detain somebody for 33 minutes.
Okay.
Right?
I understand.
You walk up and look. It's not how I feel. You can't just detain somebody.
So
you have to have reasonable suspicion of a
that
crime.
looks like they're going to commit a crime. I just watch them and wait till they do it.
But what made you think I was going to commit a crime? Because I'm walking around?
No, because people tamper with police cars. So
fuck all that. What made you think I was going to tamper with a police car? What led you to that? Something has to lead you to that, because I'm out of your sight, so I can't be where you can't see me.
Because you're in a
Come on.
police property.
Where is it at? Where's your crime at?
Out of sight.
Let's get to it. Out of sight. I can be out of your sight. We've already established I can be out of your sight. So out of sight doesn't work. Where's the next one?
So
when are we going to get to the actual crime?
Then we move to behind the car. We don't know what you're doing.
It doesn't matter. You come, look, you ask. I said, I am taking pictures. That's it.
If your behavior is consistent with a crime, you have a right to.
And what behavior was consistent with the crime?
Walking behind vehicles and.
Am I allowed to be back here?
Did you hear what I said?
You said me walking behind vehicles. I'm trying to establish, am I allowed to be back here? Is there anything telling me I can't be back here?
Whether or not you're allowed to be here is irrelevant.
No, it's not. If I'm allowed to be back here, then this is not reasonable suspicion of a crime. What led you to a crime?
You're not listening to me.
Dude, you guys are either the worst cops I've ever seen or I'm on fucking candid camera. Which one is it?
If your behavior.
What's your name, badge number, by the way?
If your behavior is consistent with a crime.
Now we have a sheriff who thought he could use his position to arrest someone. Sure, he technically has the authority to make arrests, but that doesn't mean it's always justified. The sheriff got annoyed because the man was filming their police cars, which didn't have registration plates on them. Maybe there was a reason for that, but it's ironic. The same cops who drive these cars probably wouldn't hesitate to stop a citizen whose vehicle lacked plates and would promptly issue a ticket.
Triggering law enforcement officers' emotions on purpose to get a reaction.
It's not true.
Okay,
look, watch the video when it comes out. Listen, when you walked up to me, I told you, I didn't stand there and be quiet. I didn't do anything to make you think that I was up to interfere. I said, hey, what's up, man? No, just taking a couple pictures and I'm out of here.
You're not listening to me,
So hold on. And those people, I didn't duck behind a car. I was perfectly in your line of sight and I made sure of it. And I was getting a picture of the license plate that's bad over there. Just like your other sergeant who pulled up over here in that regular car who has bad tags. Why are you police officers driving around in bad tags? Those are the things I'm out here looking for so I can expose it. Somebody gets a ticket for that. Is that man going to get a ticket for that? Probably not, right? You see where you have nothing to say at that point, right?
All those cars are righteously registered.
Are they? Where's the tags?
Yeah.
If my car is righteously registered and I have a bad tag, can I still get a ticket for it?
What's up?
If my car is righteously registered but my tags aren't on, can I get a ticket for it? Can I get a ticket for it? It's a question. If a vehicle is registered but it doesn't have the tag on it and it's 3, 4 months, 5 months out, can you give somebody a ticket for that? Can you? Okay. Okay. So that's what people don't like. Don't you understand? The people are fed up. You're just mad in your heart, bro. You have anger in your heart.
Wrong guy. Because I'm the opposite. You know what you kept me
You're
from today?
angry.
I'm gonna tell you.
You're angry. You have an anger problem.
I had a meeting.
You have high blood pressure and shit.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Because I'm
Talk to your doctor about it.
This is.
I care about you guys. I do. I honestly do. Yes, I do. I would have walked away from you. I would have just kept recording here. I'm just telling you, I do care about you guys.
Here's the deal. You know what I was going to the station to do?
What's that?
I had an Explorer meeting with youth from our community. Zoom because of COVID. So
that's awesome.
To do. But guess what? Now I have you. This is your objective. This is your life mission to prove your rights while loitering about the station and taking pictures, making people awkward. You know that's my
this
take
is guy.
And you know what?
I know.
My guess is this is the biggest thing you've done for your community today. Is this?
Is that your guess? That's
maybe I'm wrong.
That's cute. Have I taken a shot at you? Because I could take shots at you too, right? When?
You say that I'm aggressive. And
You're
being aggressive.
You know what?
Are you not?
I was being aggressive. Have I put my hands on you?
The sheriff being upset is one thing, but the man was just exercising his civil rights by taking photos in public. Cops who act like they're above the law really make people uncomfortable around them. People are tired of dealing with tyrant cops. Where have all the good cops gone who actually enforce the law as their title suggests? This cop claimed that he was concerned for his safety and that's why he approached the man. However, his main concern should be of the safety of citizens. That's his job. Besides, the man hadn't done anything threatening to the sheriff or his officers.
That would be a fucking mistake because we can defend ourselves, right? Okay. So yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Just like I wouldn't want to put my hands on you. We don't have to. Why do we have to go there? What type of fucking cop does that? Listen to what I'm saying. What type of cop says, well, if I was being aggressive, have I put my hands on you? What type of cop says that shit?
You have it twisted.
How is it twisted? I'm saying what you're saying.
I'm gonna tell you.
All right, have you done a psych eval lately?
I told you. See, look at
Seriously, now I took a shot because look what you're saying. You're talking about putting hands on each other.
No, you know what?
Yeah, come on, dude.
This is your narrative.
Did you not just say that? What do you mean by that? Am I wrong?
Because I'm not being aggressive.
The whole point was your sergeant's telling you to leave. The whole point was you didn't have to go there and say, if I was being aggressive, I would have put my hands on you or whatever you said, right? And all I'm saying is, I understand you guys have things to do, but understand that people are tired of it, man. We're tired of what we saw down there. What I would want right now is for you to say, you know what? I apologize. You're right. We couldn't arrest you, and I shouldn't have done that. We couldn't have arrested you, and I shouldn't have done that. And I apologize, but this is how I felt. That would have been a doper conversation than what this is right now. You're trying to justify your point rather than saying, hey, I fucked up, right? Just say you fucked up. It's easy.
I didn't fuck up.
You threatened to arrest a public citizen where you had no right to arrest me.
Best wishes to you.
You guys obviously didn't, right? Yeah, likewise. We can end the conversation. Go ahead.
You know what?
It's working out so far.
At the end of the day, like I said,
I'm making positive changes out here in the community.
My concern is safety. All right, and to me,
but your concern is safety for the public, not just for your officers, right? So then, what's your concern? Let me leave you with this. Listen, your concern is the Constitution, right? Absolutely. If somebody's not breaking a law, there's nothing you can do, right?
You're absolutely right.
You could have handled that situation better, and I really hope you do next time, right? I'll just leave you with that. That's it. I mean, that's all we have to say.
So tell me this. In your research, okay, do you not see where, looking at all the subsections of trespassing, 602, do you not see how you were finally walking the line at that building?
You're either breaking the law or you're not, right? I was in a public accessible parking lot taking photos. Do you realize the Supreme Court, I have paperwork in my back pocket that I got from you guys. I don't have to. I will show